Hey, what's going on? Keith here from Sports Vibes TV, and today we're going to be looking at some more film from our New York Knicks. Now, in this one, we're going to be looking at plays from the first quarter against the Brooklyn Nets. Of course, the team went off in that first quarter. It was a barrage of threes, and the Nets had no answer. So we're going to look at what transpired and try to get a better understanding of what went down. Now, if you like this video and you want more videos like this, do me a solid, smash that like button. Also, make sure you're subscribed and you have notifications set to all. That way you're notified whenever I do drop another video like this one. So with that being said, let's jump right into the first play. So here in this play, we've got Julius Randle with the ball in his hands, and Quentin Grimes is going to set a screen. Now, the purpose of this is for us to get a better matchup. Julius Randle's initially guarded by Royce O'Neal, and if Quentin Grimes sets that screen, it'll allow Julius Randle to now be matched up against Spencer Dinwiddie, and then Quentin Grimes can clear out and bring his man with him, so that way Julius Randle can operate one-on-one. Now, as the play continues, you'll see the screen works. We do get that switch, but the minute Julius Randle starts to look away from the help defender, Royce O'Neal is going to come now and try to double to get the ball out of Julius Randle's hands. Now, this is something I discussed in the last breakdown we did in the game against the Celtics, and if you haven't seen that one already, I'll put the link down in the description so you guys can check it out after this breakdown. So once Royce O'Neal sees that Julius Randle isn't looking at him anymore, he's going to come and try to double to get that ball out of Julius Randle's hands. Quentin Grimes is going to continue to clear out. He's going to go to the opposite end of the court and stand in at the three-point line. So right now, Julius Randle has two men trying to account for him, and that leaves only three Nets defenders to guard the remaining four Knicks that are out there on the court. So right now, this puts us in an advantage because if Julius Randle makes the right play, the Knicks should find themselves in a position where we're going to get a nice quality look. And that's exactly what happens. But not only does Julius Randle make a good play in finding the open guy, but the other guys out there on the court also make some good decisions as well. So here you're going to see RJ Barrett start to cut towards the paint. And, RJ Barrett, he's been struggling. There's been some inconsistency with his offense throughout the season. So you would think him cutting, he's going to try and find opportunity for himself to score. But no, that's not the case. What RJ does is very selfless in this moment. He's going to come down and he's going to try and set a screen for Quentin Grimes, because now Quentin Grimes, the guy that's supposed to be guarding him, Royce O'Neal, he's doubling Julius Randle. And at this point, he's just now realizing that maybe Quentin Grimes isn't the guy I should be helping off of. So he's now going to try and get back to Quentin Grimes so that way he's not going to have an open three. But look, RJ Barrett is now signaling to Julius Randle like, hey, Quentin Grimes is open, get him the ball. And not only is he signaling to Julius Randle to get Quentin Grimes the ball, he's also going to set a screen to help free him up. Now, usually you don't want to see these cross-court passes, but the thing is, Royce O'Neal, as he's trying to hustle to get back to Quentin Grimes, he's not focusing on what's happening behind him. So this gives Julius Randle the opportunity to get the ball, pass it right over his head, and find Quentin Grimes wide open at the three-point line. And like I mentioned before, RJ Barrett, he's going to set an off-ball screen just to get Quentin Grimes a little bit more time to get the shot up. And RJ right now has two Nets defenders kind of accounting for him, because the guy that was guarding RJ is still right next to him in the picture, and now RJ has Royce O'Neal kind of stuck in a screen, off-ball screen. So the play continues. You're going to see Quentin Grimes wide open at the three-point line, and he has more than enough time to get a quality look, a quality shot up. And this is going to be key for the Knicks if we're going to try and go on a run this postseason, because I think this team has the pieces to go on a run. Now, before we dive into the next play, I'd like to give a shout out to today's sponsor, BetUS.com. They're currently running a promotion. If you deposit $200, they're going to do you a solid and give you an additional $250 to play with. So once again, you deposit $200, you get $250, and that'll be $450 in total for you to play with. Now, if you want to take advantage, you'd have to go down into the description, click on the link, and sign up today. Once again, that's betus.com, and thank you for sponsoring today's video. Here we have another play from that first quarter. You're going to see the play starts with the ball in Jalen Brunson's hands. Mitchell Robinson, he's going to step up to set a screen, and him and Brunson are going to run a nice little pick and roll two-man game. And what I love about Jalen Brunson is the fact that he does the little things. Look as he gets into the body of the defender, kind of knocks him off balance, and he uses that to help him get the step to go around the screen. And once he's able to do that, now he's able to get that, access to the paint, try and get downhill and force the defense to react. So you can see Dinwiddie's trying to communicate on defense, but it's not working too well because for the most part, Dinwiddie and Cam Thomas kind of stay in the same spot for the entirety of the play. And you can see Grimes now is open out there on the three-point line. Dinwiddie still trying to communicate, but no one's really moving, weak side. Everybody's just standing and watching. So Brunson, he's now able to get into the paint, and we're starting to see a nice clear passing lane open up for Brunson to get the ball to Quentin Grimes. And right now, all 5 Nets defenders are entirely focused on Jalen Brunson, and it allows Quentin Grimes to stand there in the corner undetected. And you can see Quentin Grimes is ready for the moment. He's already in his shooting motion, just waiting to catch, go up, and release. And as the play progresses, you're going to see that Jalen Brunson does find him, get him the ball, and we're able to get a nice quality look. And if we can continue to do this come playoff time, Quentin Grimes is going to have a lot of opportunities to knock down some dagger threes. And I think that's going to be key if we want to make a run in the playoffs. In this third play, you'll see it starts with the ball in Julius Randle's hands. He's going to try and back down his defender and then get to the middle of the floor. What I like about Josh Hart, though, he sees all this going on and he starts to slide over to make himself available as an outlet for Julius Randle. So Julius Randle leaves his feet, not a big fan of it, but it doesn't burn us in this scenario. Now, another thing Josh Hart does, one of the little things is he does this little pump fake that really gets a reaction out of the defender, and it makes the defender off balance. So now he's able to put the ball on the floor and attack the rim. So you see the defender off balance after that slight pump fake, and it allows Josh Hart to get the step. So once he gets the step and he's heading downhill to get to the basket, it forces Hart's man to rotate over to try and wall off the paint and stop the penetration. And you're going to see while this happens, Hart does a good job of coming into the paint, but not following up too closely behind his man, because with Hart, he has that nice little in-between game where he has the floater he can go to get a quality look. So he doesn't have to follow up and be right under the rim to get a dunk. He can try to find a nice spot on the court where Josh Hart can see him, get him the ball, and he can put up a floater. So also while all of this is going on, you're going to see Emmanuel Quickly. He's also able to get open out there on the corner and be an option for Josh Hart if it opens up. So Josh Hart right now in this play has 2 options in which he can go to. So you see Hart's man now comes over. It's almost like a double team on Josh Hart to try and stop the penetration, and it leaves Hart wide open, right around 9 feet from the basket. So Josh Hart does a good job keeping his head up, being aware of what's going on, and he finds Hart in the paint, and he's able to get a nice quality look. And because Hart is a big center, he's able to have that extra, few inches of reach to get the shot off and not be affected much by a smaller guard that is now trying to defend him. So this is something you really like to see from a guy like Josh Hart, these little things that not only is he able to score, but he can put the ball on the floor and find good looks for others. In this play, we're going to see why offensive rebounding is so key for teams in the NBA. So just to show you who's matched up with who, you've got Royce O'Neal, who's matched up with Julius Randle, and that's a guy you want to keep an eye on. Also, you have iHeart setting up a little bit of a screen, not really, but doing enough to get in the way of the defender on Jalen Brunson. So Brunson throws up that three-point shot, 20 seconds still left on the clock. D'Antoni would be proud. But look where iHeart is at when he starts to get boxed out. And he does a good job fighting through the box out to secure that rebound. Also, look at Royce O'Neal and what he does during this play. So iHeart, he secures the rebound. Now you see 5 of the Nets players are accounted for, but in frame, you only see 4 Knicks. Julius Randle right now is still hovering right outside the three-point line, and the man that was initially guarding him, and Royce O'Neal, has not returned to him, and he hasn't done anything to signal to his teammates there should be a switch, you go get him. So Julius Randle right now is still unaccounted for. So iHeart does a good job keeping his head up, and he finds Julius Randle, who right now is still wide open at the three-point line. And all the other Nets players, no one's accounting for Julius Randle. The other Nets players, they're ball watching. No one's trying to account for everybody or all the other Knicks players out there on the court. And this allows Julius Randle to stay undetected out there and be wide open, just chilling at the three-point line. And this is a guy that was in the three-point contest, so no one checks him. He's wide open. Now someone decides to try and step up to him, but they're about 9 feet away. And that's way too much room for a guy in the league, especially someone that's putting up threes at the rate that Julius Randle is. And he's able to knock down the three. So all of these things you saw in the first quarter were a mixture of the Knicks playing solid, unselfish basketball and the Nets just playing horrendous defense. Very little effort out there. And we took advantage, and that's exactly what a team that is supposed to do that has aspirations of making a deep playoff run. So you guys, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Once again, I'm Keith, host of Sports Vibes TV, and I'm out.